Welcome. So today we're gonna start our devlogs for this first-person shooter that we're making. It's a wave-based zombie game. So that's what we're going for. Kind of like a zombie. This is a wave-based zombie game. Whatever. Um, this is actually the third one that we should have made. The first two I actually didn't make it. I just actually started just getting to it because when you have inspiration, you have inspiration. So we're gonna start off with one of the first things that we did when we first did this is we had to make an input system. So we have our input control. Let's open this up. Look at what we got here. I should have had it preloaded. Okay. But this is using the Unity's new input system. It's kind of easy once you get it, like learn how to use it, but it can be difficult at first. You can see right now we have 4 inputs. So if we go ahead and, so we have our move and our look. This is being designed to be able to be played on the controller and with the keyboard and mouse. That's why we're using the input system like that. So right here you see we have the input values for moving and for looking. It works pretty well. I think I need to, you really won't be able to tell till I turn around and look at the edge, but it works pretty well. See, with the right stick I can look up and down. I can look. The sensitivity is a little botched, I'm not gonna lie, but you can look up and down, and then you can look left and right. Gotta change the sensitivity. Let me actually make a note of that. The sensitivity looking up and down is just way too. But then, as you walk, you can look and then you walk in the direction, right? It's pretty decent. Pretty decent little system that we built here. Not the best thing, but we have it. We built it all in this player movement script. It's not the. We'll get rid of this. But we have that look around. We have our rotate to move around. They use 2 different axes, so they are being instantiated differently. I never even scroll down. Let's scroll down. But we have our 2 different axes here, so. And then we call them every movement on the update, every frame on the update. Got our input controller using the input system. Got to make sure we add this in right here. And then we have our floats for speed and rotate speed, look speed, and then the sprint multiplier because we have a sprint action. If we look over here, we have sprint action defined. All right, so that was the input system that we did. Like at the very first day, we had to make sure we could move the player. That's always the first thing I do whenever I'm trying to make any new project. So now we have our wave manager for the wave-based system that we have to increment. So in the bottom right corner over here, you see it says 100, but when I start the game, it changes to 1. That 100 is really just a placeholder. It really means absolutely nothing. Open the wave manager back up. Let's make a little change here. Small change. Okay, so obviously we have the starting wave and the current wave. This current wave is actually important for once we get to like the end of the development process, and we're trying to like create like scoreboards and stuff like that. That'd be really important for adding it to like the player stats and stuff like this player stats. So then we just increment the starting. We assign the current wave to the starting wave. So 1 basically, and then we have a debug here. This is just for testing. I could really just get rid of this, to be honest. I don't need it anymore. I know it works. Oops. And then we have our events manager, right? But this is for we'll talk about this in a second. So that's it. And then we have get current wave, and then yeah, I'm missing. There's a script missing. Oh, no, it's not. I just overlooked it. So right here, wave plus plus, and then we return the current wave. So every time we call wave plus plus, every time we get the current wave, we call wave plus plus, and then we like when we end the wave, that's what we do. I'm looking at it now. This might cause a problem because anytime I want to call get current wave, I'm going to increase the wave count. So at the end, when I just have to get another. I'll probably just call it make another int, make another public int that returns just the current wave, or I can do one that just do wave plus plus that just increment the current wave and then pass that into here and then return the current wave. I don't know. I'm gonna have to refactor this for sure because this for sure is going to cause a problem at some point. The fact that I'm incrementing the wave in that script, that's for sure going to cause a problem. But in our wave manager, super simple. We just have a wave display text, which is this 100 at the bottom that we just seen. We get the wave manager, we change the wave manager to a string, and then we just update the wave manager display. But we can actually use the event that we made, so we have to refactor this too. We'll write that down. I actually need to refactor that. Refactor 2. That's that. Let's actually save this. Make sure I didn't break anything. And then if you look over here in the bottom left corner, because this is a shooting game, this 300 right here represents health, and then the 100 over 600 that just represents the ammo in the magazine and the ammo that'll be in like the ammo reserves. So our health system. This is our health system. Oh nope, that's the player handler. Sorry, this is the health system. This is our health system. It's a simple class, right? So the purpose of it being a simple class, which I learned from shout out to Code Monkey, I can use this health system like on everything. So this same health system is going to be used for the zombies that appear in the game. It's going to be used for like doors that can be destroyed, like armor, or like let's say you get like an armor bubble or whatever that protect you for. It has a certain amount of health and it protects you to take a certain amount of damage or whatever. We can just use this same health system over and over and over again. All we have to do is we have to make a health system for that thing, give it a health amount, and then we can just start doing stuff. So if I start the game, right, you'll see that the health goes to 100 and the magazines go to 15 over 180. So if we look over here, we have scriptable objects. We're using scriptable objects to hold the value of, see, magazine size 15, ammo reserve 180, right? We also added logic to be able to swap the weapons. So as you see, it swapped to the other weapon. It swaps really fast though, so I need to do something to slow that down. No. It's just the way the numbers swap. We need to put some kind of like a fade or something to make it not just look so crazy. Because it looks really crazy. It works though. Right now it's all about functionality. We'll make it look good later. So it swapped to the other weapon, right? Which should be that one. 12 out of 144. And then if we go to this one, 15 out of 180, right? So it's two separate weapons, and you can see that it's being accurately displayed in the UI. So you have our gun scriptable object system right here, which we have so scriptable object, obviously, and then we use the enum to determine the type. This is going to be very important when we go into the animations, because each animation, each weapon type, going to determine how the animations are going to work, because I'm going to use inverse kinematics. So like the pistol, the shotgun, right? They're going to be held differently by animations. They're going to fire differently. So this enum type, because I defined it, I can just apply that same animation to any of these weapon types, right? So that's why that is important. And then we have the type, which obviously we just explained that. The name, will have a name. The last one we used had this one's right here is called new gun, but see, gun name starting pistol. So the goal is for when you pick that up, like in the world as you're playing, that the name will pop up here. Hopefully the name will pop up somewhere around here. I don't know. I'm still trying to decide. Maybe I could put it over top of the health bar, because I feel like this has a bunch of empty space that I could use for something. So we have damage. So that's how much each bullet will do. The fire rate, magazine size, and ammo reserves. Ammo reserve was actually really easy. I thought it was gonna be difficult at first, but what it really ended up being is like, okay, how many? Whenever you pick up a weapon, how many extra magazines do I want the player to have? So with that, once I figured that out, I said 12, right? I might change this number. I don't know, but because I said 12, I just changed the. I just multiplied the amount of magazines by the number of extra magazines you'll have, and I could even go as far as to do something like this, like public int extra magazines equals 12, just to get rid of the magic number. And then down here, I can just multiply this by extra magazines. Really, literally just to get rid of the extra numbers. I did something wrong. Something's wrong here. Oh. No? What the heck? Okay, yeah. See, I knew I did something wrong. Are we going to compile or are we going to get an error? This is interesting. Why is it doing this? These are 3 ints. Why can't I multiply 3 ints by? Why can't I multiply 2 ints by each other? This is interesting. Okay. We're getting off topic here. We'll just leave this like that. Actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna comment them out, and then we'll just put the 12 back, and then we'll just multiply by 12. I think it's easy. It's probably just better this way. Just multiply by 12. But we'll figure out why that didn't work. Get the compile. Okay, so that's how we got there. Wow, I just made myself look real dumb, huh? Okay, so we talked about the health system, the movement. We have this player handler over here, which honestly this will probably end up being like the largest script we have, because this is just like a general player script, anything the player's doing, it'll be here. So like up here we have the health bar display, the health system, move this stuff around. And then was recently damaged, that's for the regen. So we also have a regeneration system here. All of these things work, but for some reason, yesterday when I was doing this, when I was testing all of this stuff out, my test button stopped working for some reason. Like these buttons stopped being able, I can't click these buttons for some odd reason. I have no idea what happened. Like they worked the first day they worked, and now for some reason they just do not want to be clicked. So see, I have a script on it, but I can't click it. But if I was to like bind it to a button, it would work. So I don't really know what's up with that. That's something I have to figure out too. I guess just Unity, I'm guessing, or maybe it's the something wrong with the canvas. Maybe that's the problem. I'm not really sure why I can't click the buttons. If anybody have any ideas, or anybody watching the video want to say, hey, you can't click the buttons because of this, then I'm for sure will take any advice for that, because I really don't know. And actually, this is too close to the side. I'm gonna move this over. Ooh. Move this over a little bit. Bruh. Move that over a little bit. Okay, that's better. Alright, so we have this, let's talk about, we have the regen going on. And so if you look over here, I got some assets. I used the Unity, I bought the Unity like the 24 for 24, and I got this little customizable dude right here. This is probably the look we're gonna go for. Something a little cartoony, but not super cartoony. Cartoony enough to where, you know, I know off rip that I'm not trying to compete with any type of AAA game, but not cartoony enough to where, you know, I put some time into this, because I did. What did we... Okay, let's talk about our armory. So our weapon armory, this is really just going to contain all of the guns that we're going to make in the game. Like all the guns we make, we're going to put inside the armory. And then, see, we'll put everything in here. Now this will be for... So let's say that when I go and program a weapon that you can find in the world, right? All I'll have to do is refer to this armory right here. And then I refer to the armory, and then I'll just set whatever that weapon is to the index inside the armory. Well, but that's a little bit later. We have 5 phases that I have to get through. So did I miss anything? Oh, the events. So I actually learned this from someone. I can't remember the YouTuber's name, but he made a really like dope quest system, and I watched it to get some ideas. But he did something like this, and I was like, wow, this is really good, because using events is a really easy way to streamline and control everything that happens. But what he did was he kept all the events in one place, right? So event action on wave, right? So this is one event. Now, whenever I want to use any of these events, all I have to do, because it's a simple class, right? It's not a mono behavior, but I have a mono behavior called Game Events Manager, and in the awake, it's a static instance. So there'll only ever be one of them. And so as soon as the game starts, this instantiates, this starts up, and then there's only one. So now game events is new game events, right? So I'll make a instance. So this instance will make an instance of this, and this carries all the events that are happening in the game. So we'll expand it. So like this is for game events, right? I should actually move health changed into another simple class just like this called player events, which I probably will do. So then we'll have, let's say we have player events, we'll have like zombie events, and then we'll have game events. I can't think of any more that I might actually need. And then we'll just make a new versions of all of them over here. Now, when I want to reference one of these events, so let's go in the health system. So the player handler. So I want to go into player handler, right? If you look at this line right here, all I have to do is just reference this right here, and I can easily call the on health changed, right, and do stuff. Like as easy as that. Like it's a very, very like good way, in my opinion, to go about handling the events. You pull them all in one place, and then once you pull them all, you can call them from the same place all the time. The syntax to call an event will always be the same. It'll always be game events manager .instance wherever, whatever type of event it is the event, and it keeps it very simple for me. Trying to see if I forgot anything. Did I forget anything? So already seen armory, the display. This is the display. I have an empty freaking update right here, but we may use that eventually, but I could get rid of it for now. Actually, now so we have all of this. This is basically updating the magazine size and the ammo reserves. So these two numbers at the bottom right here, it's just updating those. This one script, all it does is manages these two numbers right here. That's all this script does, which is actually kind of funny. But I like to keep all of my logic and my actual like functions, like my displays, my visuals, and my actual logic separated from each other. So when I gotta go fix something, I'm not looking at 300 lines of something. All right, so now lastly, we have our weapon holster, right? We create, these are just test weapons, right? So this will go away. We'll get rid of that, but we'll keep this one. And this basically just creates the very first starting weapon that you'll start off with at the beginning of every single game. So we go gun scriptable object, new pistol, and then so create a new type pistol, and then call the create gun script right here. To create gun script, it returns a type, a name, a damage, a fire rate, and a magazine. So if you look right here, we have ammo reserve, right? I'm returning that. But actually, I don't think I need to return that. Well, I don't have to return that when I call the function, because it returns by itself, and because it's just simple math, it'll just go right over there. It'll just do it. It just works. It just works. So if you look, when I create my test pistol, right? When I create my starting pistol, we create a pistol, a type pistol. We give it a name. It does 20 damage, it has a 0.05 fire rate, and it has 15 in the magazine. And then I assign it to the very first index of the weapon holster. So the weapon holster, it starts off, it has two indexes, right? So it has 0 and it has 1. So I assign it to the very first one. Now, because I was testing to make sure everything worked, I assigned the second one to the test weapon. I created another pistol, basically. Doesn't really matter. It had different the magazine, just so I know that the UI was working. So I knew that the UI was working. I had to make sure that the magazine size was different. But that's the only thing that really matters to be different. And so then I assigned that one to the second one. So that's how I can switch between the two. But at some point, I don't need this anymore. This was just for testing purposes. Lord, come on now. But at some point, I'm going to have to add basically a conditional, like when you pick a weapon up, to where like if slot 2 is empty, then whatever weapon you pick up, put it in slot 2. But if slot 2 is not empty, whatever slot is active, you put it in that slot. I would have to add a condition for that, which plenty of games do it. So I don't think it would be too difficult of a thought process to get through. Can't be too complicated. I mean, everyone's doing it, so. And then this is the only one that I have. I don't know inside of Amazon there's 357. Should be 360. I bet you no matter what I put this on, when I press play, it's going to change to 360. That should still take 10. That's interesting. Should have went to 360 though. Actually, let's see. Put it on 0. Gotta see what's going on with this. I never saved it, that's why. I never resaved it. That's why I was doing that. I had to resave this script. Now let's go back and check it out again. Now if we hit play, it should change to 360. Still didn't change to 360. I had commented this out for a reason. I don't remember what it was though. Oh, let's save it. This should change to 360 first. It should change because it should be 30 times 12. Oh, see, it went to 360 because I commented that out. Okay. Yeah, I mean, so we're coming along here. Now we're gonna look at the gun assets that I got. Found some free gun assets. I may. It's just a bunch of low poly guns, so I really might just let's see. We'll just drag them onto the scene over here in the corner. I'll just drag them onto the scene. Let's see. The fact that that was interesting. We got we also look at a little rifle here. See, it's low poly, but I think it's very low poly, right? But I really think it'll get the job done, honestly. Like, then we got another one. You know, also low poly, but I also think that it'll get the job done. Let's change the scale on this to like 0.4. Yeah, change it to 0.4. So these are the weapons that we're gonna use. See, let's look at something else. Let's see, we got SMG. Let's look at this SMG. Boom, change the scale to 0.4. We haven't made any prefabs out of these. Haven't did anything with these yet, specifically, but I will at some point. Split that up, split this over. Move it back. Okay. Then let's look at one more. Let's look at one of these shotguns. Let's look at the shotgun. Instead of just changing the orientation of the gun, I could have really just changed the orientation of where I was at. I just went like that. That probably would have been way easier. But whatever. We here. Then we'll drag that up there. Boom. So you see we have like all these different models that we're going to use for the game. So we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have 14. But one of these, I'm going to do I'm definitely going to do like a double pistol. Probably with like this one. Probably with this one. Probably going to do a double pistol. So that'll give me one more weapon I can have, like a double pistol. Actually, not with that one. That was like a freaking hand cannon. I'll probably use this one. Yeah, I'll probably use this one right here. Yeah, this one. Give it a double hand cannon, like a double pistol. Like as just a based weapon. And then, yeah, so that's where we at with it. Let's just drop these in the prefab folder right now before. Oh, I even have one. Huh? Starting pistol. Let's drop these in the prefab folder. Let's get rid of this because we already have that in the prefab folder. Let's call that AK. I know what I want to call it, but I'm not gonna call it that. Lil Gag is paused. Hold up. Now we're just gonna go ahead and just make these. Now we got the prefabs going. Let's get these out the scene. All right. Yeah. I hate that it doesn't just like scale all at the same time. Isn't just an automatic thing. I really do. Really dislike that. Apply all. Just leave up the scene. Whoa! I got rid of the ground. Didn't even do that. All right. Okay. So, yep, that was what we accomplished. Our first 2 sessions of working on this. Now, every session after this it'll be less. They'll probably be shorter. Probably about 15 minutes. Probably half the time. But that's everything that we accomplished the first session. And in our, I keep saying we, like talking third person for some reason. But I have a phase, so we're almost actually completely done with phase 1. We just need to do some interaction controls, and then actually make the weapon shoot. So give them IK. Actually, I don't even care about IK at the moment. We'll make them shoot, and then we'll attach it to the player. So, yeah, that's what we got. Please leave a comment and like if you like this, and if you are a Unity C# expert and you see something I'm doing that's like, oh my God, why is he doing that? There's an easier way. Please let me know. I could definitely use improvement and advice. I'll take any of it. All right, we'll see you later.